Hi, this is Papa G and welcome to Papa Can Cook. This is part 2 of Sunday sauce, making the meatballs. Sunday sauce is a day-long affair. When my mother would make it, she'd be up early on a Sunday to make brajol, the meatballs, put the sauce together. It would be cooking for hours. This house smelled incredible, and it was so delicious. I, however, am starting this on a Friday, and I will complete it on Saturday. So it's really a Sunday sauce that's served on Saturday for Marianne's birthday. So let me get to what goes into into meatballs. Well, there's meat. So I'm starting out with ground beef. This is some grass-fed ground beef. It's a little over a pound. I also have sweet Italian sausage. I checked; it is gluten-free because you have to watch out for the spices that they put in sausage. It's going to require some gluten-free breadcrumbs, and about 6 or 7 garlic cloves that I've already minced. Also about a half cup of parsley that I've chopped. A couple of eggs are going to go in there. And since I'm making this dairy-free, I'm using a dairy-free Parmesan. If you're not worried about dairy, you could use regular Parmesan. And I'm also using almond milk. And obviously, if dairy is not an issue, you could use regular milk. And of course, there's going to be salt and pepper. That's pretty much it. I'll be back and I'll show you how we put it together. This is actually pretty simple. I've put the ingredients in the bowl. I've got the beef, the sausage meat. I put the breadcrumbs, cheese, garlic, dairy-free cheese, garlic, parsley. I had made a little well to put it in there. I'm gonna put 2 eggs in here. I put 2 teaspoons of salt in because I'm using the dairy-free Parmesan, which I found that if I put a little extra salt in, it gives it a little bit of a bite closer to regular Parmesan, and the pepper, of course. And now basically, I'm gonna dig right in there with one of my hands. I'm gonna try and keep one hand relatively clean. Mix everything together. You don't want to over-mix it. Marianne always used to tell me when she showed me how to make these, she says, don't over-mix it because you'll make it livery. Not sure how it turns into liver, but I trust her and her advice, and that's what I'm following. So I'm just using my hand to mix this all together. Doesn't look like it's going to need milk. You can add milk. I use 2 eggs in this recipe because I'm using more meat, but it all depends. I think I'm going to put a touch of almond milk in here, not a lot though. I don't want to make the meatballs too loose. In the meantime, I've got the oven preheated to 350, and I lined a rimmed baking sheet with parchment paper. Okay, this looks very good. Okay, now I'm using a 1/4 cup. You can use whatever size you want. This should end up with somewhere between 16 and 20 meatballs. But this is the size meatball that makes. If you like larger meatballs, obviously use a larger measuring cup. I don't know if I would make them much smaller than this. You don't have to spread them out. They're not going to spread like a cookie, so you can keep them fairly close together. And then I'm going to put them in the oven. They'll probably be there for maybe a total of a half hour, maybe a little less. What you want to do is check them. They should brown They're not going to, you don't necessarily have to have them cooked through. Turn them maybe halfway into the time that you're going to keep them in the oven. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them after they're browned, and I'm going to cover the meatballs with plastic wrap. I'll cover the whole tray, and I'm going to put them. I'm going to actually put them in the I'll put them in the freezer since I'm going to use them tomorrow morning. If I was doing this further ahead of time, you could actually freeze them at that point after they've been browned, and take them out later on and put them in your sauce. So I'll finish doing this and put them in the oven, and then tomorrow again will be part 3 of Sunday sauce, and I'll be putting everything together. See you then.